Back to my channel, and welcome if you're new. I hope you're all doing well, and welcome back to another video. In today's video we are going back in time because I'm going to finally share with you guys a massive flip through of my 2023 scrapbook. I'm really excited to just kind of like reminisce on the highs and lows of last year and show you some of my creative juices, I guess, of kind of how I scrapbook. Hopefully this video gives you some inspiration for what you can do in your scrapbook, how you can kind of elevate your scrapbook, or if you're just nosy and want to see what I got up to last year, then without further ado, let's hop into it. So this entire journal did do the end of 2021, all of 2022 and all of 2023. So it's a chunky boy, which I absolutely love. It makes me so happy seeing journals this full. And this one starts a little bit weird because across the end of 2022 and the beginning of 2023, I was in Walt Disney World with my family. We celebrated New Year's Eve at Raglan Road in Disney Springs, which was absolutely amazing. And at the beginning of our vacation, we stayed at the Yacht and Beach Club before moving on to Caribbean Beach. So we're starting off this scrapbook flip through in Disney World, which makes me so excited, and flipping through this knowing that I've got another countdown going and I'm going back at the end of this year makes me so excited. So it doesn't make me sad looking through these spreads, it makes me super excited to be back in less than 200 days. I'm so excited if you can see my face right now. So this is where we're starting 2023's scrapbook. We're starting it in Walt Disney World, which is super exciting. This is a little kind of pamphlet that we got on New Year's Eve at the Yacht and Beach Club of what activities they were doing. I just thought it was nice to keep because in future I can look back and see kind of what they had on. We didn't spend it at the resort, we spent it at Raglan Road, which is a Irish pub, so we could celebrate UK New Year's with the family on FaceTime. But yeah, it was absolutely lovely. And then I thought I'd just do a little title page, 2023, Let's Go to Disney, because we didn't have park tickets until the 1st of January 2023. So our first park day was Magic Kingdom on the 1st of January. And this, I want to say, is probably my favourite spread that I've done across 2023. I absolutely adore it, probably because we were the Grand Marshals for the opening of the parade, not only for the parade but also for an entire year. It was just absolutely incredible. I just did some photos of the day. My dad hadn't joined us yet, so it's just me, my mum and my sister. This was the picture my mum took straight after finding out that we were going to be the Grand Marshals for today's parade, and the thing that I'm holding up in this photo is here. I managed to cut around it, stick it in as a little fold out. What is so incredible about this piece of paper is that it says, "Please meet us at the parade gate between Splash Mountain and Golden Oak Outpost." Splash Mountain no longer exists because it's been changed to Tiana's Bawu Adventure. So this is kind of letters with Splash Mountain will no longer be available. So this is very precious to me. And then this was us actually being the Grand Marshals. It was just absolutely incredible day. What a perfect way to start the year. And then our next day, my dad finally joined us and we spent some morning in Disney Springs because he lost his luggage. So we had to go get him some essentials before heading over to the afternoon to Hollywood Studios and doing some of our first. We rode the Skyliner for the first time. We rode Rise of the Resistance for the first time. We tried Gideon's. It was just an incredible day for my dad to join us. And that was when we transferred over to Caribbean Beach. It was an absolutely lovely resort, and yeah, it's definitely one of my top resorts I've stayed at so far, hoping one day to have stayed in all of them. And then it was back home for me. This is where I was a cast member back in 2019. I worked at Animal Kingdom, so it was incredible to be back home again and go to many of my old stomping grounds. We had a little photo shoot at the Tree of Life, and it was just absolutely incredible. We went to the Nomad Lounge for a drink, and this was the coaster. I didn't really cut it out very well, but that's fine. And this was from the map. Took some pictures, etc. And we had dinner at Yak and Yeti. Then it was time for Epcot. This is the first time back at Epcot with Guardians. So we did Guardians for the first ever time. We were group 100 and we got one way or another. So I did a whole spread kind of dedicated to the spacey sort of day that we had at Epcot, because we also did Space 220 for the first time that day as well. So that was a little card that they gave us, and we weren't allowed to keep the boarding card. So I took a picture of it instead and stuck it in. And this is a little photo shoot we had at the golf ball. It was like the construction site because it was all chaotic and I couldn't find my way around, even though I've been to Epcot many times before. And this background took me forever, but obviously it's inspired by the big ball that you see behind me, the Epcot ball. And yeah, it just looks absolutely incredible, and I love how this spread turned out. Not so much this one, but hey ho. And then we were at Magic Kingdom to see Enchantment for the first time, which was the fireworks show for the 50th, and it was incredible. I absolutely loved it. Not as good as Happily Ever After, but still absolutely incredible. So I just did a little spread for that. And then I was back to Hollywood Studios doing some of our classics. Rise of Resistance, Rock and Roller Coaster, Tower of Terror. We got Frozen Coke for the first time. Not the first time ever, just the first time this trip. And yeah, it was just another wonderful day. And this was the tissue paper that I got, I don't know, somewhere that I kept. I keep everything. So tissue paper, cards, maps, this Pluto, the Figment, the Simba. These are all from the park maps for the 50th. So I kind of like cut them out and stuck them in. And then we went to go see Drawn to Life, which was the Cirque du Soleil show that Disney collaborated on that is exclusively at Disney Springs. So we got tickets for that and it was absolutely incredible. We also went to go to Morimoto Asia, which is one of our favourite places in Disney Springs to eat for dinner just before seeing the show. And oh my god, the show was absolutely incredible. So glad that we made time to go see it. And then it was another day at Animal Kingdom. I actually cut out the park map and stuck it in for this one. It kind of makes it a little bit hard to see the pictures, but you get the gist. And it was definitely our coldest day of the trip because I wore a long sleeve underneath my t-shirt on this day. We went to Sanaa for the first time. I was eager to try their bread service and it was well worth the hype. It was absolutely incredible and my family loved it too. I'm very much now the Walt Disney World planner in my family. They trust my kind of opinions and my things I want to try due to social media, etc. So I'm so glad that it was a hit. My entire family loved this restaurant. And then it was one final trip to Epcot, and once again we did Guardians. We also got One Way or Another once again, but we went to go see our Leave a Legacy. So in 2005, me and my sister took a picture that was then kind of scanned onto these massive kind of not buildings, but like plaques, I guess, at the front of the park. And they were called Leave a Legacy, and you paid money for them to be up for a certain amount of time. With Epcot, it's kind of like refiguration. They've moved, but every time we go to Epcot, we get a picture with our Leave a Legacy, and we got it in 2005, and it was at the time obviously 2023, so it's always nice to get a picture with it of what we looked like then to what obviously we look like now. And then we went to Gideon's once again. My family loved Gideon's, and so did I. And then we spent another morning in Epcot, which was full of food. We got a Ronto wrap. We sat down and watched the Beauty and the Beast stage show with some ice cream. And I also got a Mickey shaped treat to watch the projection on the Chinese theatre in the evening. And then this was the last day, and I had to do a whole spread dedicated to going back to Crystal Palace, which is the Winnie the Pooh themed character breakfast at Magic Kingdom. And we have gone many, many times before. It used to be our go-to restaurant for our trip. We didn't used to get Disney dining plans, so we used to only do a couple of restaurants, and it always used to be Crystal Palace. So this place has a special place in my heart, and I'm so glad I went back again. I kind of Disney bounded as Piglet this day, and Piglet's reaction was absolutely incredible, and it's a day I'll cherish forever. And I did have to cut the card that you get that is signed by all the characters in half for it to be able to fit and close, but it still looks cute, and I'm very, very happy with how the spread came out. And then it was our last day, which was so, so sad, but we spent it in Magic Kingdom, like I said, doing Crystal Palace and doing all the classics like Peter Pan, Pirates of the Caribbean, Small World, Pooh, Speedway, and watch Enchantment for the last time. And it was a sad day because I didn't know when I was going to be going back. Little did I know that April we booked another trip to go for just me and Mark. So I'm very, very excited for that trip. To be had, but very, very excited nevertheless. And then I just wrote a little thing about our trip as a whole on the piece of paper that we got given at our resort at Caribbean Beach. So I'll just read it because it's quite cute. And so another Disney trip comes to an end. It was so special sharing the magic of Disney with the original Disney gang for the final time. Although chaotic going at Christmas/New Year, we took it at our own pace. Disney truly feels like it's growing up with us as our priorities change. We created so many more cool memories, and although I'm sad our trip is over, I'm so glad the four of us made it happen, because it was quite hard logistically to try and get me, my sister, my mum and dad all to go together because my dad was working across New Year, so he joined out later. My sister, I don't know if I want to go again, and then we pulled her arm at the last minute. So it's so nice that the original Disney gang from the year of 2000 finally made it back, just the four of us once again, and yeah, getting emotional just thinking about it. And our final morning at Disney, we ended at Epcot to do Guardians one more time, and once again we got One Way or Another. So I have yet to experience that ride with a different song, but Caribbean Beach became my new favourite resort to stay at. So I just did some things I loved about it, like felt Disney without too much Disney. You had your own refill station at every kind of like hotel cluster of buildings. The theming was great. It was close to Disney Springs. It had the Skyliner, and yeah, just a little snapshot of going on Guardians once again. So that was the Disney trip that we started off the new year with. And then lo and behold, Mark proposed to me in 2023, so I did a whole spread of our engagement. Any time that you see pink post-it note, it means there's some information I would like to cover up and keep private, so you're not missing out on anything, just some boring stuff like addresses and locations and stuff that I want to keep private. But he took me to one of our favourite restaurants, and at that time I didn't know that he was going to propose. I even joked saying, it's funny, have you got a ring in your pocket? And lo and behold, he did, but he did propose to me at the restaurant. So I took all of the little things from the restaurant, like the happy birthday rice paper from the cupcake sleeve, etc, etc. And then this was when he actually did propose. He took me to a very, very nice, cute location and proposed at the top of the hill where a windmill was. Very, very precious. And this was a little thing from my parents saying congratulations on your engagement. They actually got us a Disney doormat, which was precious. So yeah, always a day to remember. And these ribbons are just some ribbons that I've collected over the years that kind of fit the theme. And then on this spread, I wanted to do like a collection of lots of different cards and things my friends and family kind of gifted us for our engagement. So this was a card that I got given. This was also a card I got given. And then one of my closest friends actually sent us some flowers in the post. So I just took those kind of snippets out as well. And then this is a receipt from the restaurant Mark took me. This was the restaurant that we went to for our Christmas party back in 2018 when things started to arise between us. And not only did he engage, he took me to a restaurant, he took me to another restaurant, he also took me to go see Newsies, the Disney musical that was happening at Wembley at the time. No longer in action, but it was absolutely incredible to see and very much enjoyed myself. And this newspaper was actually thrown at me to the crowd from the theatre show. So I took it all, and I did a whole spread just dedicated to the newspaper that I got at the theatre show, because I think it's so cool that this was thrown out and I got to keep it. So I stuck it in and just kept the page really simple and just did nothing on top of it because I wanted to keep it nice and neat. And then shortly after mine and Mark's engagement, it was my dad's birthday and we spent it at Bob Soho, and then we went to go see Frozen, and of course I got a picture of my Disney ring. If you didn't know, my engagement ring is Beauty and the Beast Belle inspired, so I got a picture of my Disney ring in front of the Disney musical stage curtain. And once again, Frozen was incredible. I've seen it 3 times now, one of the best. And then I got Mark as our anniversary present Back to the Future exposition ticket, so I went to go see that up in Camden. And then my parents very, 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 very kindly treated me, Mark and my family to a weekend at the Celtic Manor up in Wales to celebrate our engagement, and it was just full of family, food, fun, relaxation, hot tubs. The weather was incredible for February, and yeah, it was just such a lovely weekend to spend with all my loved ones celebrating our engagement, because hopefully I'll never have to do this ever again. So it was nice one-off sort of thing that we did, and we played lots of games, and it was just a fun way. This was our room key, etc. So lots of things just to stick in to keep the memories. And then me, Mark and his mum went to go see Disney on Ice. We got her tickets for Christmas, so it was finally time to go see Disney on Ice. And it was a fun time. I won't be like rushing back to go see it, but I'm glad I went to go see it nevertheless. And then it was Mother's Day and we went for afternoon tea. And then I went to go see my best friend in London, and she took me out for a meal to celebrate my engagement. So there was a lot of celebratory engagement things at the beginning of the year. And she took me to a really, really nice Italian place. The mug was very cool, so I had a picture with the mug. The food was great, the company was great, and yeah, just a really cute spread to celebrate me best friend. And then it was finally time for another double date. So me, my sister and her boyfriend, and obviously Mark, now my fiance at the time, we always try and do some double dates across the year, even if it's just one a year, twice a year. We try and do some things, just the 4 of us, to spend some time together because we all get on really, really well. And this time we went to Flight Club in London and went for brunch at a nice place. So yes, that was a lovely spread, and I actually really liked how this spread came out with like the kind of like Polaroid sort of esque inspiration. And then in May I met my main man again. I met Aston at his 4 a.m. his 4 a.m. concert, which is really, really fun. And it was an incredible night, meeting him once again. And of course he remembered me. Why wouldn't he? I'm amazing. I'm incredible. What can I say? And it says, another incredible night meeting my boy in blue and being front row. I got so much stage love, especially as I was one of the only few who knew all the words to Sweat, which was his new single at the time. It had only come out like 4 days prior, and I had it on repeat to and from work. I would not stop playing that song until I learned the lyrics. And I learned the lyrics, and it paid off. And then it was my grandma's birthday, so we had a little get-together at my auntie's house to celebrate my grandma, and then the following day we went on a little canal boat trip around our local area, which was really fun, and my family got together and did that. The weather wasn't great, but it was very nice nevertheless. And then it was my birthday. I didn't tend to scrapbook as much as I did in 2022, a lot of the little moments, because I was so far behind this scrapbook this year. I think I did this spread in like August, September, because of Disney and having so many spreads to do in such a quick succession that I felt really, really behind in this scrapbook this year. So I didn't tend to do as many like little moments. Like in 2022, I had like moments like this where I just print off some random pictures that happened during the month with like a little story. I didn't tend to do this very often. I was so far behind in my scrapbook that I forgot all of these little moments. So the 2023 scrapbook didn't feel as in the moment. I just did all the big kind of milestones, which is cute and it's really fun to look back on. But I hope in 2024 I can go back to like creating some of the simpler spreads that were just like in the moment, like this. So my birthday happened, I had a picnic with my family, and I did some little daisies. These were actually from a birthday card that I got given, so I cut them all out to add some little extras. And then me and Mark spent my actual birthday in London. We went to the Breakfast Club and we went to Waterstones, and I brought a hell of a lot of books. And I have a whole video. I have 2 videos actually of my day in London for my birthday. 1, a complete unbookshopping me video, and 2, just a generic vlog of what I got up to. So if you're interested and you want more than just a little snapshot, then I'll link those 2 videos down below for you. And then I actually spent a week up in Wales with my grandma. My grandma lives in Wales, so me and Mark made a trip up there to spend some time with her and do some things that we wouldn't usually do. We had treated it as like our little holiday for the year because we didn't go abroad last year at all because we were saving for our Disney trip that's coming up this year. So we went to Wales for a week, stayed with my grandma, had some lovely quality time, and on one of the days we went to Zip World, which was incredible and so much fun, and we also walked up Pennyfan, which is the highest point in South Wales, which was lovely, and it took us a good couple of hours. I want to say 4 hours. The weather wasn't great, but it was really rewarding to get to the top. And then we spent one of the days at the beach. It wasn't nice enough weather to sit down at the beach and sunbathe and do what you usually do on holiday, but it was really fun nevertheless. It was one of my old stomping grounds. I used to go to a lot of my sister and my grandparents when we were younger, so it was nice to go and revisit. This is just the car parking ticket. And then our last day in Wales, we played some badminton. My grandma absolutely loves badminton, so it was nice to play with her. She does it weekly. Me and Mark were a bit rusty, and she definitely still has it. Like, she's absolutely incredible at badminton. It was really nice to play with her and do something that she really, really enjoys. And that was the week I also finished Matthew Perry's memoir, one of my favourite books of all time now. And we went to Bill's, and it was just a lovely, lovely day to spend on my last day in Wales. And then this is the spread of like trying to get back on track. So I did multiple kind of events in one double page spread. So we had some August birthdays to celebrate in August. We had my sister's birthday and we also had my mum's birthday. But for my mum's birthday, we got her a voucher to go out to a restaurant later on in the month. So we had my sister's birthday where we went to Bob, and it's becoming our new place to go for birthdays. And then we had my mum's birthday where we had all of our family around, and that was when my auntie and her partner actually got engaged. So that was a really fun day. And then we went to Yatra for my mum's birthday. That was her little birthday present from us. So we went there, which was lovely as well. So kind of like a little accumulation of lots of different August memories on this spread. And then on the 12th of September, I got the job promotion that I was going after, and this is all very personal, so I've kind of covered it up, but you get the gist. I was very, very excited that I got the promotion. And then we celebrated 8 years since my kidney transplant with a barbecue with my family, which was lovely. Freddie kind of got a bit cut out. My sister's boyfriend got a little bit cut out of this picture, but he's there in spirit. My mum always makes a cake. This year it was an Oreo cheesecake, which is banging, and me and my mum did a little 8 with our hands for that picture there. So that's a nice little memory for 8 years since my transplant. And then it was time for the magical hobathon. So I just did a few stats. I printed off the bingo board and stuck stickers on top of every single one I did, and of course I completed it all. I read 2,254 pages in 7 days, 6 books, which was incredible. And during that week, it was also when I received my Oodie that was kindly gifted to me by Oodie, which was incredible, and I did some content from them. So I kept a little bit of the ribbon that came in my parcel, kept the little bit of packaging that came for my parcel, and just one of the pictures I took for the content that they wanted from me. So yeah, a really, really nice spread. I'm very, very happy that I managed to do a spread for Hopathon this time, because if you remember, I think it was in 2022, I put a spread, or maybe it was 2022, I put a spread, it happened in April, yeah. I put a spread in for the Magical Hopathon and never actually completed it, so it's nice to finally have a double page spread for the Magical Hopathon. And then it was time to see / meet JLS once again. So finally an updated picture without a barrier with my 4 boys. You know Rachel, because JB was like, oh, that was a lovely hug. And then Marvin was like, oh, we've met you before. And then Aston was like, you know Rachel, because obviously I've met Aston way more than I have the other 3. So it was really nice that Aston was like in my corner rooting for me, being like, guys, you know who she is. We met before loads. You say that every time. And that was a lovely cuddle. And then this is my wristband I got for when I met them. And this was like the aftermath of like, oh my God, what an incredible night. And a little picture to remember the night as well. And I actually got a bit of stage love. I completely forgot about this actually, so this is why I do the memories, because otherwise I will forget. And Aston kind of said from the stage, did you do okay? And this was after the hip thrust of only making love. And JB goes, I don't know, ask her. And he pointed at me, so Aston was like, did he do okay? And I was like, yeah, he did good. And it was just, oh, it was such a special moment. And yeah, this is all the tissue paper that I picked up from the floor afterwards. So a green strip, a yellow strip, a red strip, and a blue strip. Oh, such a good night. But it was a dampener when I almost got stranded in London on the way home, which was not fun. And then very, very sadly, Matthew Perry passed away. So I did a whole spread dedicated to him. And around the edge, I don't want to cry again, so I'll go over this spread really quickly. It says, everyone was hit by your death. You'll be missed. Thank you for bringing Chandler Bing to life, but try to keep Matthew Perry alive. And yeah, the 19th of August 1969 to the 28th of October 2023, aged 54. So sad moment over. And then on the 17th of November, me, my mum and my sister went to the theatre again. Me, my sister and my mum absolutely love going to the theatre. It's one of our like things we like to do. So we went to go see Crazy For You because I absolutely love tap dancing. It's such a random rogue thing for me to really enjoy, but I absolutely love watching and hearing tap dancing. It just is one of those sounds that is really, really satisfying to me. So I really wanted to go see this, and my mum found really cheap tickets, so we all went together. And I never really take pictures at the theatre, so when I get to that point in my scrapbook where I don't have any pictures, but I want to remember the time or the place, I tend to try and draw something. I'm not the best at drawing, but I try. So this was my little rendition of the poster for Crazy For You, the musical. It came out all right. So yeah, that's that. We went to go see that. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. I don't think it's playing anymore. And then we're on to November, and I went to go see the Somerset, who I haven't seen since 2016. They're one of my favourite bands to see live. They broke up after 2016. I think they broke up in 2017. I was like, oh my God, I'm never going to see them live ever again. And then they came back. Can't believe it's been 7 years since I last saw the band. I crowned best band I've ever seen live. I'm so glad they kept that title. I absolutely loved the fact they came down from the stage, so intimate. My ears were ringing 3 days post-concert. Crazy. And I was right in front of the speakers. Semi lost my voice, loved the crowd, everyone just lived for the moment. I hope I get to see them again soon. It was one of those concerts where I just really felt like in the moment, because not many people were recording, not many people were like trying to like get the content. It was just like one of those things where people were just enjoying themselves, and it was so lovely and refreshing to see. And it was nice not to be surrounded by like screaming girls of like a JLS or Aston concert. It was just really good vibes. I really had a really good time. I went by myself as well, so it was just really nice when you feel comfortable at concerts, just be yourself. And then I saw my friend Rosie for our yearly Costa dates, which was lovely. I had my first festive drink, the Terry Chocolate Orange Hot Chocolate. Oh my God, it was so yummy. And it was my one and only festive drink for the season. And then, oh my God, we're coming to the time me and Mark celebrated 1 year since we moved out. We went to a really cozy local pub, and it was so nice. So this was a little spread to celebrate the fact that we've moved out for a year. I can't believe the year's flown by, and obviously now we're over a year out, and it's just the best thing. It's so much fun living with your best friend and just being able to have your own schedule, your own time, do whatever you want. And yeah, it's absolutely lovely. Still loving it a year on, if you're wondering. And then we're coming to Christmas. So me and Mark went to go see the Land of Lights in Milton Keynes, which was absolutely lovely, like a different take on Christmas lights because they're all lanterns. I don't love how the spread came out, it's very, very basic, but I think at this point I was just trying to truly catch up with my scrapbook, truly make sure that I managed to finish my scrapbook in time before the end of the year. That I got a little bit lazy nearing the end, but it's still a nice place to kind of have some memories of the day and some pictures. So that was that. And then the last double page spread we have, because that's where the tassel ends, is celebrating Christmas. This Christmas was very different for me because I celebrated Christmas Eve / Christmas morning with Mark's mum, but we made our own roast dinner for the first time, and we made absolutely everything. We did pigs in blankets, we did roasties, we did roasted parsnips, we did roasted carrots, we did potatoes, we had panettone for dessert, we had camembert for start. It was just like all the food you can think of was absolutely incredible. And then we woke up and did presents together, the three of us, before we moved over to my family's for the end of Christmas Day and all of Boxing Day. So it was a really nice split between the two, and I had a really lovely Christmas. And that is my 2023 scrapbook. I have started my 2024 one, and I cannot wait to see where that one takes me. Oh my god, it was so much fun to go back and just kind of like look at all of the fun things I did in 2023. I cannot wait to kind of see how my 2024 scrapbook turns out. I'm currently in obviously the middle of it, and I've done a few things in there already, but I cannot wait to see what this year has in store. Obviously I've got some really, really exciting things in store, and I cannot wait to scrapbook about them and kind of flip through at the end of the year and see all my highs for this next year as well. But yes, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a massive thumbs up, subscribe down below to see future content from me. I do anything from book videos such as reading vlogs, monthly TBRs and monthly wrap-ups, and I also do some journaling and lifestyle content as well. So if that's your thing, then make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future content. And without further ado, I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.